Everything we do is wrong. We're going really dumb. The future's too slow. One hovercraft now. No. Ladies, hold on to your purses. This includes all your nurses. Doesn't matter if you look around here. We're all together in the suicide party. We'll make the votes and give us a chance. Hustles are on the giving in advance. That's the pussycats kill, kill. That's the pussycats kill, kill. Do what you will, but will you know what you will? Do what you will, you just can't stand still. Faster, kill, kill. That's the pussycats kill, kill. Faster, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
From a planet 50 million miles beyond the stars came a strange message. Lend us your Rodan and Godzilla to fight our Monster Zero. The stage is set for the mightiest battle ever seen, with the most dreaded creatures in the universe. What started as a call for help from space turns into a nightmare of terror on Earth. Monster Zero.
I'll trade you half a Godzilla if you give me an honest opinion.
I'll trade you a Godzilla and an Anguirus and a Kaiju to be named later in a future prospect for I don't know, for the cure for cancer. That's what this movie's about, which is insane. If a deal sounds too good, like, we're going to take these monsters that have been fucking Tokyo off your hands. Cool. And we're going to solve a major medical problem. Cool. And then you're like, oh, can we show you this cookbook that says how to serve man? We have that too.
That old trick, they're not going to fall for that again.
They're going to fall for it. Oh, God. Anyway, let's talk about the movie we just watched. There were boobs in it, Bill. It happened. There's only 2 Godzilla movies that happened, and they're not real. Don't get too excited. They're rubber. But
now it's 2. On the first segment, it was only 1 Godzilla.
I did some research, and there's 2, but I don't know what the other one is. I think it's the Godzilla movie that has inserts in it. A lot of hate for Titanosaurus in the chat.
I know, surprisingly.
Doug said he was obnoxious, which is a great way of putting it. Thank you, Doug. And
I totally agree.
Mike said he's a little bitch. I thought I like him. I don't like his jaw. That we talked a lot about.
Yeah, he's got no chin.
Yeah, and he also, I believe that he is what Big Bird looks like plucked. We talked about that. Well. So he's also Mecha Godzilla's fight strategy is amazing. He just waits it out and lets Godzilla kind of rope a dope himself in that one fight. He's just hanging back, and I imagine if we could understand what the kaiju is saying, Titanosaurus is like, "We'll help, please," and he's just getting destroyed. And then they go wild on Godzilla. They bury him alive. They dance on his grave. Like there's a lot going on there.
That was gratuitous.
Yeah. Maybe that's where the obnoxious came from. That was the limit, right, Bill?
Yeah, that was beyond the pale.
Yeah. Like, you know what? You can spray me with atomic breath. You can shoot me with missiles, but do not dance on my grave. That is where I draw the line. Godzilla came back. Also, as we were watching it, Nick called out the best part is when Godzilla first shows up. Like Titanosaurus is really doing a number on Tokyo. He just shows up and he's like, "Come on!" He's just like enraged, like, "Enough! I have had enough of this."
Yeah, he was hanging out in the dark, just watching.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think lightning strikes or something, and you catch a glimpse of him. And it's like, wait a second, you've been here the whole time? Just watching?
He's a ninja, too. Yeah.
He let that go too far. You're right.
Yeah. They thought it was a mountain. And then, oh, wait, that's Godzilla.
But yeah, he showed up looking for a fight. And, as we were sort of chatting about it, I was thinking back to Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla with King Caesar's in that one. And so, you have the space people and they unleash Mechagodzilla. And Mechagodzilla has the upper hand until King Caesar joins the fight. And because of that, Godzilla ends up having the advantage. So it makes sense sort of naturally in this being the sequel. So it's like, okay, now we need to get somebody on the side of Mechagodzilla to give him some help. And then when you see it kind of play out, Godzilla likes to get into the clinch. He likes that phone booth fighting, despite having atomic breath of his own.
Yeah.
He likes his judo throws. He likes uppercuts. He loves the tail grab swing, which, he uses on some other opponents where he slams them into the ground. So when you get a character like Mechagodzilla who is sort of clunky, it does make sense. And you see it in the movie, he doesn't move well in comparison to Godzilla. So it's actually kind of interesting to see their stylistic fighting choices line up against one another. And yeah, Mechagodzilla kind of just chills while Titanosaurus is getting wrecked and then steps in at the last minute and takes the upper hand.
Titanosaurus is a dirty fighter, though. I saw someone mention that in the chat, and it's true. He literally lifts Godzilla up with a bite. And he's he's like how my dog Reggie grabs a chew toy and wails it around. That's kind of what he's doing to Godzilla. It's not nice.
Yeah, and I could see why people were maybe Titanosaurus is not, he's not an A-tier villain. I get that. But it's mostly, I think, his powers. At this point, we've already had Rodan and Mothra come in and use their sort of wind power, right? And so it's wait a second, you come out of the ocean and that's what you got for us? Is you got a tail that uses wind power? So that's kind of you could have given him something else. But I think the fact that he's big, I think he looks cool. Yeah. He's big from Godzilla. He's obviously very strong if he can lift Godzilla up just with the strength of his very weak, non-existent chin. Yeah. So you get some fun stuff out of Titanosaurus, and yeah, I mean, I've always enjoyed his sort of representation in the movie. I'm surprised I never saw him in a second one, but I mean, he did sort of explode in the water. So
he's the kind of monster that Neil deGrasse Tyson would tweet about and be like, he's not an actual dinosaur. I'm like, thanks, Neil. We appreciate your scientific mind.
It's a giant dinosaur.
Tracy, you're right. He does look like a seahorse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little steroided out radioactive seahorse.
Yeah, they didn't give him an origin. We don't know where he came from, right? He's just he's here.
He's been down there.
Yeah. By this point, there's been, like you said, this is the 15th movie. We just kind of accept it. We don't need to know origins anymore. And plus, not just the 15th. We've had Rodan, we've had Mothra, we've had all these other movies, and we're cool. We just know monsters show up.
Yeah. I think that's the fun part is that, you know, we're just living in a world where there's monsters. Like, did they ever give Anguirus an origin story, or like he just showed up in the second movie and it's like, nah, he's here now. And then after he gets his jaw ripped apart by Godzilla in that movie, after that, it's like, no, they're friends.
Yeah, they made up. Things are better now.
The two of them, they had to be natural rivals, but the more monsters that showed up, it's like, all right, we got to work together here.
They're like toasting a building together, and they're like, that time I ripped your shit off. I'm really sorry about that. And he's like, oh, that wasn't me. That was a rough time. And they like commiserate.
Yeah, I was, I was in my villain era at the time. And, I'm sorry, bro.
Now I protect children. And maybe step on them to protect them too. Those
kids definitely die.
Yeah.
We never saw them again.
What kind of parent would just leave their children out? And like, we know Tokyo's bad, but they're coming. Like, you get a warning.
Yeah.
And the kids are just like running in circles around them. Not a good idea.
You tend to be especially vigilant.
Yeah. They're evacuating a school or something, and then it's like, of course, you got the two kids. They're like, let's stay behind and watch the monster fight. It's like, okay, it seems stupid, but like, I would have been that kid. They're let's go.
The kids that are friends with Gamera get to ride him and get to like bring him back to life. Do you know what I mean? Like they probably thought they were going to get that experience. No, they got the death trip. It's one or the other. There's no in between when you're playing with kaiju. Yeah,
but it is funny that they call for Godzilla by name to rescue them.
Yeah,
they're not just like screaming in terror. They're like, Godzilla, Godzilla, and he hears them and he shows up. But I think he also stomps them.
Oh. He should totally come in with the Hogan ear thing, like he hears them, and then just come charging. Play to the crowd, Godzilla.
Yeah, he's a showman.
The one we're going to watch next, he does that little jumping pose, which is crazy that he does that. He does some like dance moves in the next movie, so
it's beautiful.
Yeah. He's like, he's really excited for being on the moon, I think, or Planet X, or wherever the hell he is. He's like, hey, gravity's so much better up here. I can really like show off my moves.
As a spoiler for the next movie, I love when they pull Rodan and Godzilla in those like space cocoons or whatever, and they like raise them up. It's such a beautiful image. It's very Life Force poster, Bill, of how it looks. And
Space Vampires.
Space Vampires, the correct title of Life Force. I love it. Tracy said that there's always a Ken or a Kenny in every one of these movies. That is true. Also, a lot of spy moments in the beginning. There's like most movies end with the bad guy's base blown up. That happens like not even halfway through this, they blow up that base. It's wild.
We talked about it during the movie too, how awesome the fashion was in Japan in the 70s. At this point, everybody's outfit looked amazing. They made some really like stylish choices for a movie that maybe borderline doesn't deserve it, but I feel like it gives the human characters in this one a lot more like flair and personality than some of the other ones. So I always remember like Mifune and Katsura and what the other guy, Shintaro? No, I forgot it already. But the Interpol cop, who with the thick double Windsor knot and the 3-piece.
It's a beautiful look, and also the bad guy's lab when they're meeting in there with like we talked about it, like where there's the mirror balls and there's like weird funky lights. Like what a beautiful place.
I want to live there.
Chris said top-notch hairstyles too. Yeah, some almost hair helmets in this movie. Just some magnificent coifs.
The aliens came to defeat Godzilla and enjoy disco.
Yeah.
Last days of disco.
They got here just in time. They're like, can we get into Studio 54? They're like, we flew from several galaxies away. You still don't look good. You're not in.
In the original, when you see the alien villains, they have like similar silver jumpsuits. I don't think they had the helmets in that one, but
Hmm.
one of the dudes has like a huge like sparkly silver belt buckle with his outfit too, and so it's like he really needed that to complete the look. And I'm so glad that they went for it a little extra hard on this one.
Yeah. John said there's an Interpol Trans Am too. I forgot that.
Man.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Reminds me like putting the Interpol symbol on. It's like whenever you buy a toy, a He-Man toy, and it says He-Man on the side of it. Like he's just going to roll up in a vehicle that has his logo,
With his
on
name
it.
on the side.
Yeah, I had the Spider-Man mobile when I was a kid. And it just said Spider-Man across it, and I'm like, I don't think he advertises himself.
It's like putting a shingle out in front too,
Mm-hmm.
wherever he lives.
It's branding, you know. Oh, Daryl, I see you said you don't think these goofy helmet dudes are getting laid. Well, of course not. They're aliens hell-bent on disco and world domination. They're the underlings, too. Like, they're not styling in the way the boss man is with the glasses and his blowout.
The
We
Jim
don't have
Jones
time
of
for that
space.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was like this weird Jonestown cult in outer space with kaiju monsters.
What if they weren't even from space? It was like a Heaven's Gate kind of thing where he had convinced them that they were from space, and no, really, and like we put a new heart into a girl. Oh, that was all like a psychodrama thing. No, it wasn't anything. Don't
What we
worry
just watched was a brainwashing film concocted
Yeah,
by that cult.
yeah.
Could
And this
be,
is
could
like their entry. Like if you want to be in the Zillion cult, this is what you got to do. You got to be ready to die by atomic fire from Godzilla.
Yeah, do you want to sign up for the cult that's like, our mission is to fight Godzilla? Be like,
Yeah.
Seems like people have tried and failed many times over at this point, including you guys last time with Mechagodzilla. So maybe not.
Yeah, it seems like the kind of cult that just is ready for the end. Like they're just like, this is it. We're just shockingly there aren't any real life kaiju cults, and it seems like something that should happen.
None that we know of.
Yeah, that we know of. Give them time.
Q.
Yeah. I'm shocked that there aren't more of these things, and that there's a real Jurassic Park. It was all a cover up. That's why they made the movie, so we wouldn't know they made a real one. And only the most rich and powerful get to hang out with dinosaurs. Doug said, "Did the lead guy say to Katsura, 'I love you, even though you're a cyborg'?"
I had
Probably.
the subtitles on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess today that wouldn't be right, but back then he was probably like, I know you're a robot, but
He does tell her, like, yeah, I know you're a robot, but you have, like, the heart of a human, which I think maybe they did let her keep her heart. There are some organs inside her chest cavity, along with that gigantic motherboard and whatever else is going on there.
She can claim a little bit of humanity.
yeah.
Yeah. She's human passing. It's going to be a tough relationship going forward.
Human adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I always think about that. Like, so when he goes home for the holidays or whatever holidays his family celebrates in Japan, he'll be like, "Where did you guys meet?" "She's an alien robot, but she has a human heart." And they're like, "Can't you just date a nice, normal girl from down the street?" No, you have to pick up girls from other galaxies that have come to attack Earth with cults.
It's like Lars and the Real Girl before many years. I mean, there's a question that I sort of ask sometimes on the show when it comes up is like, who's a character in the movie that deserves a spinoff? And I think the two of them deserve a spinoff movie where they try to make it work. But she's having flashbacks of Godzilla beating her ass when she was controlling Mechagodzilla.
It's kind of like Splash, but there's a lot more property destruction.
Yes.
I think that's how I see it. I love when Mechagodzilla's head comes off and he's still able to go with that little tiny thing underneath. It's amazing.
Yeah. If that's like, what is that? The CPU? He's got a laser beam built into that thing. Like, what's the point of the outer head?
Looks.
If not,
it's all about looks. It's about
Protecting the
aesthetics.
inner head, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like
They're
the-
like,
the-
you know what? We know that he has everything he needs, but what if we made him look just like Godzilla to fuck with Godzilla? Like he was created to fuck with Godzilla. That's his whole reason for being.
Well, yeah. Why would they make it look like him? I mean, why did he need a head at all?
Yeah,
All that shit could have been like, in the torso. Questions. We have questions.
yeah,
well, that's something that they like sort of gloss over in the very beginning of the movie is that there is like Mechagodzilla is wearing a skin suit of Godzilla when they're
Mhm.
fighting at the refinery, I'm going to call it, at the
Mhm.
docks. And that's when you finally learn that it is Mechagodzilla. Like the yellow fire didn't give it away, but you see him like pierce the exterior skin and you see the metal underneath. And then he's like, oh, the jig is up. Let me burn all my flesh off and let's have like a proper showdown at this point. So like there is this sort of like underlying thing of trying to undermine Godzilla as a good guy. So it's like I was dressed up as Godzilla to destroy a bunch of stuff just in order to make it look like Godzilla was the villain to like most likely like shift policy against Godzilla, because that became much more of a thing over the course of the films. Is like there was the G-force that was created in order to like deal with tasking of Godzilla. You have a lot more like politicians involved in later films of like how are we going to address the Godzilla problem kind of thing. So it makes sense, but it kind of just like happens during the opening credits in this movie, which is kind of wild.
There's a lot in the very beginning.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got to catch you up to speed on. Here's what happened in the last 14 movies. You don't need to see them. I mean, you really don't need to see them. But if you feel like you need to see them, we'll do it for you.
It's like the flashback sequences at the beginning of the original Friday the 13th sequels. They kept trying to remind the audience of what happened in the last two movies, and the first 10, 15 minutes would be flashbacks.
You get that Halloween digest too, when it's just like, we can tell that whole story in 45 seconds, and now start Halloween 2. Or you could buy the bootleg where they jam the two together like I did. So
I didn't get one of those, and it pisses me off.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's just, do I need the 4, 5, and 6 jammed into one movie? No. But Becca is like, yes, we need it. So in Flashback this year, they're going to show Halloween 2 with Alan Howarth live playing the soundtrack live, which is insane.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We talked to
That's
him last night
amazing.
for a little bit, and he's awesome. And I can't believe how cool that'll be.
Do you want to look at your Horror Realm photos, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Maybe this is a good time to do that. Why don't you tell the folks about Horror Realm?
Yeah, Horror Realm is a convention in Pittsburgh. Happens just but once a year. It's still going on tomorrow. It's out in Green Tree if you're in Pittsburgh. If not, probably too late to fly. But anyway, it's a very nice show, and especially the Friday nights are really great because a little less people there. You get to spend a lot of time with folks. Plus, Vinegar Syndrome's there, Severin's there, a lot of different places. But obviously, super excited to meet Tara Buckman of, so many movies. Extra 2, Cannonball Run, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Freddy's Nightmares. Cannonball Run and Hooper, probably what she's best known for. She dated Hal Needham and that's how she got into acting. But, I know her from Night Killer and 2 Joe D'Amato movies, Blue Note Cafe and High Finance Woman. She was shocked that Night Killer was sold in Italy as Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And she said, how can they do that? And I said, well, they did it.
Italy.
Yeah, I said Italy. And I said, well, Joe D'Amato. And she said, I know Joe D'Amato. I worked for Joe D'Amato, and he was wonderful. And I was like, Jesus Christ, this is heaven. Whatever happened.
Wonderful, she
said he was very nice. She also referred to Claudio Fragasso as an actor's actor. And I started giggling, and Becca looked at me like, settle down. Because I wanted to know more about how Claudio Fragasso directed her. But you know what? Yeah. She did tell me that the movie that I filmed is not the movie that came out. And I said, oh my God, I know. She said, they put in all this stuff of women getting stabbed in the stomach and Freddy Krueger. And she's like, we were making like a relationship drama kind of thing. She's like, I'm drugged out looking for most of that movie. I really don't like me in that movie. And I said, I think you're great. So anyway, super, super nice. We talked for quite a long time. and got my my Blu-ray signed. So we're excited. Becca in heaven meeting William Cat. She has seen Carrie, God only knows how many times. So had quite a nice conversation. He was super cool. So very nice. And this is, can't remember his name. This is he's from Jaws 2, 1 and 2, and from Halloween.
Halloween 2.
Halloween 2. Yeah, he is the one of the coroner assistants in Halloween 2. He remarked to Becca, when did you first see this movie? And she said, when I was 2 or 3. So yeah.
You should check his dental records.
Jeffrey Kramer, that's his name. Yeah.
I like the Cat's Eye shirt.
Oh, yeah. I love her Cat's Eye shirt. She has a great film collection. This is Rhonda Shear, of course, still looking wonderful, super, super nice. And she said, your shirt's disgusting. And I said, thank you very much. And then she said, she was telling me she has a new Up All Night show that's on YouTube on Kings of Horror. And she said, have you ever seen Babe Watch? We're showing that this week. She goes, it's by the same guy that did Vice Academy. And I was like, Jesus Christ, of course I've seen it. You know, David said in the chat, I'm so jealous you talked to a Film Rush star. You have no idea, David. I was really trying. That's probably why I took edibles before I went.
She didn't have that up on her backdrop.
Yeah, no, there was no Night Killer stuff out anywhere. She didn't even have a photo of it to get autographed. Like she had like Lobo and not Dukes of Hazzard, Chip stuff, and no. But that's the. She took photos of the box art. She had never seen the 7 release, and she was like, "Oh my god, it's me!" She goes, "I love that. It looks beautiful." And so she said, "Can I take some pictures?" And then she signed it. So that's definitely. My Film Mirage collection grows. Rhonda Shear signed picture. Very nice autograph.
I love that picture of her.
Yeah. Becca picked that one. I said, what one should I get? Becca said, I think that's the best one. So I'm married well.
I can see her dirty pillows.
Yeah, your dirty pillows.
I should have rotated this one.
Yeah,
Use your imagination.
Becca knew the exact line that he says, and he said, oh my God, you really have seen this a lot. And I said, you have no idea how many times you've seen Halloween 2. Like, it is incalculable. But,
I love that sweater he's wearing.
Oh, I know. I like that there's like a full, you can get an autopsy in minutes in Haddonfield. Like, they're ready.
Well, there's an emergency situation.
Yeah. Also, I love that he's like, nobody says, you got this kid killed. It's your fault to him. And he's like, I thought he was Michael. And there's Tommy Ross himself. Beautiful Carrie picture.
Let's go to prom.
Let's go to prom.
Very cool.
Yeah. So we had a really good time. And you'll see in the next segment some of the many movies and things that I bought. So it was good. It's a nice show. It's only once a year, but compared to like Steel City Con and some of the other shows, it's not as crazy with people, and also it's all horror focused, which is that's what we're here for. And a lot of cool vendors. Having Severin and Vinegar Syndrome 10 feet away from each other in their booths is very horrible to do to people that have physical media addictions. But
they know what they're doing.
They knew exactly what they were doing. Yeah. Also, what's his name was there? Ice Cream Man. For me, will speak, Bill. Clint Howard was also there, signing stuff. But Becca was. If you're not in a Halloween movie, like, she doesn't care.
Clint Howard is another person I thought was dead.
No, alive.
Wow.
Yeah. Though I will tell you, post. There are conspiracy theories that believe that there's different groups of us that exist in different realities, that some people are dead in your reality and not in the others. So we're kind of like all kind of crossing over. My brother and I call each other quite often and say, did you know this person died? And he'll say, oh, they died 5 years ago. I'm like, no, they just died. So like now we've crossed over the right ways. We're back in. So yeah.
Well, for people keeping score at home, that is Robert Evans dead. Clint Howard's still alive.
Robert Evans is dead?
William Cat still alive.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead. I honestly thought he was dead.
Neil Sedaka dead too, Bill.
Yeah, that's a for sure thing.
I think we can all agree. If we can agree on one thing tonight, it's that.
Let's look at some ads for our second feature, Monster Zero.
Oh,
this is going to be good.
Yeah.
You like Valley of Guanji?
I do. I feel bad for Guanji. You know, he got
Yeah.
his he got his valley invaded, and it was a movie we sort of. I was working on a project with friends. We were doing kind of like a basement watch party, so it's just kind of like a watch along commentary track for the film, and that was one of the ones that we did. I still have it recorded. I just haven't actually like done anything with it.
It's got a deep colonialism subtext.
It does.
It's a hard
Imperialism.
movie to find streaming. It rarely streams for some reason. Because I've been wanting to, because I do like a kaiju day before for Thanksgiving every year, and I've never been able to find it. But
I gotta ask. We may have like had a rip of it or something.
I love War of the Gargantuas though, and I know that played a lot with Monster Zero, and another Nick Adams movie. Love.
Yeah, they were a package deal.
Yeah,
in the States. This was 1970 by the time it came out here, even though it was the first time it was screened 1965.
I really feel like this is the most important thing about this ad. What do you think the monster pets were?
Free for every car you get a monster pet.
I think it was like one of those things you put on your pen as a kid. That's like a poof ball with like googly eyes.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah. Or imagine if they just gave you a small kaiju. Like you got Manila and he's like, take him home. While he fits in your car.
He'll get big sooner or later, but
yeah.
You got to take home members of the family of those two tiny girls in the cage in Mothra.
Yeah.
They needed to find places for them to live.
Yeah.
They needed rehoming.
Your parents would come into your room and be like, the girls need to stop singing by 9:00 so you can get ready for school.
Yeah.
You have to go to sleep. And they're like, Mothra. This is an exclusive limited engagement, by the way, guys. In case you don't know how important this all new never before seen double is, this is exclusive. Only the finest people will be invited,
as it should be. And
oh no, Nick got zapped.
Can you go back? Go back one, Bill.
Yeah.
I like the fight for the global title. There's an actual belt on the line. Like, yeah. There's Nick's back. Hey, Nick. The thing I was caught on in this is we talked about the wrestling elements. This one really posits that there is a world title, the global title, in the mightiest battles ever seen.
Yeah, it looks like a tag team match, like the Gargantuas versus Godzilla and this 3-headed thing. I mean, I
really like the Gargantuas.
Yeah, big Sasquatches.
Yeah. Oh.
One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong.
Plague of the Zombies. A handwritten Plague of the Zombies, no less. Like they had a block open in the press kit if you put another movie on. Or
3 for the price of 2.
Did they white out the 2 big hits and put a 3 in? That's what it feels like.
It's a beautiful thing, and I love that bow tie design.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful. If you're going to pick one of these 2 theaters, go to the Lakeshore because they have heaters. The other one, you're going to freeze your ass off.
Oh, yeah. This must have been
in-car heaters. Was this before cars had heaters themselves?
Yeah.
Everybody was in a Model T that was like wide open to the outside.
Yeah.
I think ideally you wouldn't be leaving your car running while the movie's on.
Yeah, that's fair.
What is the obsession with pets in this movie? Does aliens from outer space bring their little pet along?
What?
Yeah.
That's the description of this movie. It's a little off, but yeah.
It's mean.
Yeah.
Their pet.
It's super mean.
Yeah, he's not socialized at a young age.
Not at all.
Oh my god.
What looks wrong in this picture?
I mean, the zombie is not from Plague of the Zombies?
And who is it? It's not only a vampire, it's Christopher Lee.
Oh, wow.
The bloodthirsty vampire lives again. Plague of the Zombies.
Wow.
He's just
I mean,
here
I
to
guess
watch
it
the
is.
monsters fighting.
I guess it is a Hammer movie. Maybe they thought people wouldn't notice.
Well, I think it's because Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and Plague of the Zombies were a double bill. So they
Okay.
that was left over from the press book, and they just didn't look close enough to see that it was the wrong art. Maybe that's all they had.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of that going on. People just not looking closely enough at the thing that they're doing.
They
I
just
love
don't care.
the fonts for Kenwood and Albany are really nice, though. This whole ad's really well put together.
First run exclusive in color.
A G-rated program.
Yeah,
I
bring
mean,
a
kids are
kid.
going to have fucking nightmares after playing the zombie movie, right? Oh,
This is a beautiful thing. It's not really a newsprint image, but I had this clipped, so I had to show it because it was so pretty.
Oh, that is cool.
I like that nobody's at scale, and this
No.
like cars are only two colors. There's so much to love in this.
Yeah, I don't think you really had to like put Peter's feet in the picture.
Yeah.
The standing on the edge of the freeway there, but I do love the inclusion of the rocket ship because I love the rocket ship design in this movie.
Yeah.
I love the UFO. It looks like that UFO in Asteroids that flies back and forth over the top of the screen.
Yeah.
It says Space Invaders.
Yeah, Space Invaders.
Space
Yeah.
Invaders.
I like that also that Ghidra's legs just point straight down. Like that's how he flies. He's like kind of lumpy too.
So it's a little thick.
He's like, I can grab onto your freeway like an owl from hell.
Oh my god, that is beautiful.
So what about this? I should have shown Monster Zero first. I don't know what I was thinking, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Dial it back a little bit.
In Germany, this one is called Benfil am Das Dunkel, Order Out of the Dark, which is actually a sci-fi novel that's really famous in Germany. The movie's plot has obviously nothing in common with that book, which is about the political effects of mind reading. It was even billed as based on the author's book. The author had died in 1945, so he could not sue. So his name is on a lot of the German posters for this movie. This is Invasion of Planet X, Battle of the Astros, War of the Monsters, Invasion of Astro Monster. Godzilla has 5 minutes of screen time in this movie. He had reached the point in his career where he doesn't even have to show up for his own movies.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I can just roll in. And then Nick Adams supposedly loved being in this movie, unlike other actors that had done these. He even wrote an editorial for the Los Angeles Herald Examiner called A Kind Word for Those Monster Movies. He actually hung out with the effects crew, supposedly. That feels like IMDb's, but we'll see. It wasn't released in the U.S. for 5 years because of the death of Adams. And then also Henry Saperstein had a falling out with AIP. So Maron Films was MARON, not Moron, Maron, was put together to distribute this. Saperstein would still be involved with future films, as we saw. And even though it's advertised in some places as Invasion of the Astros, they never changed the print. The print always says Monster Zero.
Mm.
So, I'm sure a lot of people got to the theater and I'm like, am I here for the right movie? Like I thought I came here to see Invasion of Astro Monster or Invasion of Astros. And like, that's what we got.
You said
you're going to watch it and you're going to like it. So shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'd come for the first title, you'd definitely come for the second title.
Right? You're like, yeah. This is a Nick Adams double feature, too, with War of the Gargantuas. If you're like, get to see both. Is that one of the two where the girl gets pulled out of the club while she's singing? Like or is that the first one? Of that's Frankenstein, maybe.
Frankenstein Conquers the World.
Yeah. They're both similar to me. I remember as a kid thinking, like, why did they do this? Isn't Frankenstein. Like Frankenstein is,
I know.
It's a Hammer thing. Like, please don't do this. And like now that I'm older, like, why did I say that? Do you know what I mean? Like, why did I put limits on the world of kaiju? Frankenstein could be one.
Could be.
I thought too small when I was a kid.
All right, so let's take a short break, and we'll be back to talk more about our second feature, Monster Zero.
Turn down the sound, but don't dare touch your dial.
Help, Miss Morrow. I'll trade you half a prune Danish for an honest opinion. Is it the dress, or is it my figure?
Honestly, it's your bra.
My bra?
Try this Playtex Cross Your Heart bra. But in the dressing room, please. Cross Your Heart crosses over, lifts and separates to help you cross over to a better figure.
Wow.
Of course. I improve your figure and you ruin mine. You try a Playtex Cross Your Heart bra and cross over to a better figure.
Analysis Films, the distributors of the controversial box office hit Caligula, now bring you a new challenge. Maniac. No horror that ever froze your blood. No terror that ever pinned you sweating to your seat can prepare you for Maniac. If you think you've seen it all, you ain't anything until you've met the challenge of Maniac. No one under 17 admitted.
I didn't mean.
I know.
Let's talk. I'll make us some coffee. Taster's Choice, a premium blend of some of the world's best coffee beans, freeze-dried to keep its fresh brewed flavor for your best coffee times.
Fridays celebrate the new year with Harvey Korman, Cheryl Tiegs, and Buddy Hackett on Donnie and Marie. Then
We got a killer grizzly on our hands.
Sarah stalks the wilderness.
That thing seems to know what we're thinking.
There's something out there.
Killer Grizzly.
Friday, starting at 8.
Pepsi-Cola's new 2-liter plastic bottle. It's tough. Really tough. And besides being tough, Pepsi-Cola's new 2-liter plastic bottle is 25% lighter than glass. It's tough and light.
Voices from the void and silver light. Science calling through the night. Promise written in neon skies. Borrow your gods or die. We stepped on planet X in silence. Stars reflecting in your eyes. They spoke of peace, of holy science, but secrets hide in sweet disguise. Sleeping in the ocean, burning in the sky. They wanna chain these living legends under alien command tonight. See the hidden towers, decode secret signs, chains of gravity and power.
Who's your favorite kaiju?
Reggie. Yeah. Are you the kaiju?
Anyways, Monster Zero. This has got a lot of stuff in it, as it should. It's got 3 heads like Ghidra. Ounce and a half of vodka, ounce and a half of Midori, ounce and a half of Malibu. My fault. Quarter ounce, 3/4 ounce, triple sec, 3 ounces of lemonade. Splash it up with an ounce of orange juice. You can put a little more simple syrup.
Mix it together.
Mix it together. Let's start with the base of the juices. Let's let that go deep, so deep. Okay, so we have that.
Don't make it too full.
Don't make it too full.
Ugh.
We're gonna be close.
Yeah, splashy.
We're gonna be close, but we're gonna stir it down. And now, this is where the kaiju comes in. Look at that.
You are pouring it all over the... Look at that. Oh,
It's kaiju pee.
that's called drinking over the counter.
Kaiju pee! Urine of a radioactive beast. This has really got a wild color. Some would say yellowish green. Some would say baby puke. Some would say Reggie poop.
Drink
If
over
you
the
join
counter.
if you join our Patreon, you can watch me lick that up with my tongue.
That's
That's a little
on-
extra. It's on.
On a website called Only Losers.
Yeah, it's on only extra pounds. It's just
Only nerds.
only nerds. It's just me talking about movies and showing my sack. Come check it out.
No.
Full sack. Anyway, will this get through on YouTube? Who can say? Monster Zero Pazuzu. This looks like something Pazuzu would make you puke. Oh my god, this is my favorite drink I've ever made. I can't even describe the wonders of this drink, but you make it. Hopefully you're out there making it. I'm talking to maybe a few people, not that many people. Yeah. Pazuzu. Thank you so much.
Pazuzu.
I'm sure Aitor Moonbeam out there has made the drink. He usually makes it every week.
I was gonna say, yeah, he makes every single drink that you post, and I want to know how you're gonna show your sack and nothing else.
That's just it. I have a special sheet, like a white sheet with a hole cut out, and it's just like you just see it pop out. You don't even know it's mine because you don't see my face and the sack at the same time. It could be a stunt sack.
Cheers to our guest Nick Scheist from the Bad Movies We Love podcast.
Make sure to check out Nick's podcast. It's a lot of fun.
I don't know what prompted you to come to this loony bin, Nick, but you're here, and we're glad you are.
Yeah, it was Sam. He's like, come and do it. It's gonna be a good time.
Hopefully it is.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
All right, good. Question about the commercials, Bill. I like the Pepsi commercial that says, "Oh, these female drivers breaking all the bottles of Pepsi. That's why we made 2 liters."
In plastic bottles. I mean, that was the first time Pepsi put it in plastic bottles. I mean, that's a cutting edge. That's an important historical moment.
It is. That's when they still used to put the cups on the bottom of the 2 liters. Remember the piece that would pop off the bottom of them? And then they found like, why are we putting this on? Like, we don't need it. And then at some point, we didn't even think about it anymore. As a kid, we weren't allowed 3 liters for some reason. We only had 3 liters and we weren't allowed ice. So like that 3 liter got hot in the summer. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, it would go flat like in a day. And I said, can we please buy cans? No, cans are bad for the environment.
Were your parents torturing you?
Yes.
Drink scorching hot Pepsi.
When you would hear it during the day, you would hear it pop in the other room, that 3 liter. It was like, there'd be like this much left. And it was like just the worst. It's like, I tell you, when I got my first house, I got an ice maker in the fridge and I put ice in every drink. I go crazy with ice now. I'm like, I need as much ice as I can get. Just a childhood without ice. I don't know why. My parents have an ice machine now. They didn't when I was a kid. You know, they have a cat and an ice machine now. We didn't have that stuff. Come on.
What do you want? Ice? Or what are we, rich?
Yeah, that's what it was like. Like, maybe when you grow up, you'll be rich and you'll have ice. It was like it's water put into a thing to make cold. Like, it's not hard. I don't.
That
Limited
Taster's
freezer
Choice
space.
commercial was great, wasn't it?
That Taster's Choice commercial is like an Italian Gothic movie. Like, I'm shocked that nobody had a candelabra and a diaphanous white gown on. Like, it is wild.
Did you recognize the woman?
No, who was it?
That's Terry from The Howling, Belinda Belaski.
Yeah. I love that Maniac ad that you put together there. Posit that we'll know that company that put out Caligula, and that'll be the reason that we'll go to see it.
Oh my God.
Caligula, a movie I've done on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I
Are you a
did, yeah.
fan?
So I ended up watching both versions, and I see why, like the remaster, or the director's cut, or whatever that recently got put together is better. And I think like there's so many good things to take away from it. I could see sort of looking at the original and some of the people behind it and some of the motivations behind it and just being like, oh, it's just the orgy. Like, yeah, this isn't good. But I feel like putting back together the remastered version sort of it reconstructs a really great performance from Malcolm McDowell. And he's so good in it. And obviously the costuming is great, like the set design is great. So like all those things I think really sort of wrestle back sort of the central focal point of the movie. So yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm like a huge fan, but I'm glad that I saw it.
I think we've talked about it before, Bill. When I grew up, it was like the movie that was out not in the adult films, but it was up on the top shelf in our video store. The tape that said must be 18 to rent. So every kid had seen it, but not really seen it. So it was like this legend passed around my school of like, oh, there's all this stuff that happens. The movie that kids discussed in school, that's the Caligula I want to see. Like, I have not seen that movie. Like, there's stuff in there that no human being has ever done with their body. And I'm like what imagination brought this to us? Yeah, maybe that's in the many Caligula ripoffs that are out there.
That was always the tape that you looked at in the video store where it was like, ooh, there's an X-rated film. There's an adult movie. Because you couldn't look at that kind of shit in the video store when I was a kid.
Yeah.
There was a folder. They had all the adult films in a folder, and you would have to go up there. I mean, I wasn't old enough to. They wouldn't even let you look at it when you were a kid.
I would hear people, because in my store, you had to ask for the movie you wanted. So as people were looking through the folder, I would always like kind of saddle over to hear what they asked for. And it would always be the weirdest names, and I'd be like, oh no, what is happening? And I would stare at the box for Caligula and Bolero. And I thought, Bolero has to be the biggest thing ever. It's not. I'm here to tell you. And Nick, I hope you haven't read that movie on your show, because it is the worst movie ever made.
Wow.
Other than Ghost Can't Do It, which is another Bo Derek movie that is frankly horrifying. Everybody in that movie should be hunted down. And I love bad movies. That movie like shut me down. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But anyway, yeah. Bolero was a big deal though growing up. Like, that was another movie people were like, oh, Bo Derek sleeps with like 50 dudes in it. No, she doesn't. Like, you see everything. No, you don't. You don't see anything. Paul says in '84 they would watch Caligula after band practice every weekend. I thought I was like marching band, because if it was like a high school activity, I love that. I get it if it's a band.
Paul, you are a sickie.
Yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask you something, Nick. You mentioned this on the first segment. The name of your podcast, at least the one we were talking about, is Bad Movies We Love. And you don't consider them bad movies. At least that's what you said in the first one. So,
was there more to that question? I can answer that part if you'd like.
So, what is a bad movie? That's where I'm going with it. Is like, name a movie that you think is really bad. Or
I would say that there's sort of like a tacit acknowledgement in my show that like what we're talking about is generally considered to be a bad movie. There's also like, there's shades of gray where this movie is considered bad, but sort of maybe was misunderstood, or it came out at a time that like didn't allow it to breathe. Like Waterworld is a movie that I love. I don't think Waterworld's a bad movie. I think
I didn't either.
beyond the just like massive amount of effort that it went into creating it, I don't think it's like structurally a bad film. And the one that I watch is the Ulysses cut, which is 3 hours long because I love Waterworld, and I'll take all the Waterworld. I was like, to give a Waterworld show. If there was a Waterworld Airbnb, I would rent one of those and sleep on it. But that's a movie where it's like it had a really sort of strong reputation because of how expensive it was. So it was getting submarined in the press before it even came out. So it's like that's kind of an interesting case study of like this isn't actually a bad movie, but I can acknowledge that it's not really a great movie. Really, the only movies that I would say are bad movies are movies where I felt that I was bored. And so the kind of the way I look at film is I try to meet the movie on whatever sort of like frequency it's operating on, because not every movie is trying to do the same thing. And if I hold that standard to every film and make that very rigid, then of course there's going to be things that go above the line, things that go below the line. But a movie like Troll 2, right? Troll 2 is an example of a film that I think is very enjoyable and does some insane things and has some very interesting strengths, but you can see that structurally, like, it has a lot of issues. Like, why is this lady dancing with an ear of corn? Like, I don't know. Like, she's trying to seduce this man with corn. So, like, there's a lot of confusing things. But when you find out that, like, there's a huge language barrier between the cast and the director, like, a lot of that stuff makes sense. So I think the only thing for me that would be a bad movie is something that is boring and something that is failing to do the thing that it sets out to do. But also, it's like I'm very forgiving because in general, like I think for the most part, most people don't set out to make a bad movie. I think that's a very rare case, and a good example of that is something like Velocipaster, where this is the decision is to make something that is like spoofing the bad movie genre. We're going to do everything cheap. We're going to insert just subtitles that say effect shot, like coming later, so that's a movie but that movie knows what it's doing. And so for me, that's what it is. It's like intent and concept versus execution and where it falls sort of on that scale.
That's pretty much exactly how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like Phil, who's in the chat here, he does the Making Tarantino podcast. He always says his wife looks through his letterbox and says, "Why did you give this movie 5 stars? And you also gave this to a movie that is considered great, and it's not." Obviously, if you look at mine, I know that on my letterbox, Troll 2 is way higher than what most people would be, but also I'm always seeing the good parts of it, and I see it maybe through different lenses. But like you said, I also think it's not a movie I would tell everybody to watch because people, I have like a film group at work that I'm in. I wouldn't say, "Oh, guys, you should watch Troll 2," because they would maybe not. It wouldn't be for them.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think a good example of that. So for me, that movie would be, I think, Drop Dead Fred. I think that movie is hated for a lot of reasons. But a lot of people that were watching that movie like don't know who Rick Mayall is, so they're like not familiar with his style of humor. The movie is also caught between being like PG-13 and I think what should be R-rated adult comedy, so like has to walk a very fine line. But I find the movie to be funny, very inventive. I feel like it's this kind of like commentary on this young woman's mental health and the stressors of her job that really push her to the breaking point. And a lot of people look at it like, oh, this is a silly like imaginary friend movie. And so I'm like, I mean, it is, and it does a lot of dumb, fun things, but I think at its core, it's a lot more like mature and intelligent than maybe the movie that we got. So maybe it's just like, hey, maybe we're optimists and we like to see the good things in movies. And I mean, since I've stopped having, I guess, expectations for stuff, I'm very rarely disappointed. because I'm not trying to I'm not trying to hang any hat on this film before I go and see it. So once I go in there, it's like the movie and I are going to sort of meet in the astral plane, and we'll figure out how much I like it on the other side.
I actually have read a lot of articles lately about Drop Dead Fred that a lot of people that were survivors of abuse say that movie was very true to their experience and got them through it, which is interesting versus, the reviews were scathing when it came out. And I was coming to it from loving the young ones and knowing Rick Mayall, you know what I mean? And being excited that he was the draw for me in the movie. And, that's why I think it's an interesting movie. And now it's great that labels like Vinegar Syndrome can bring back these movies, and maybe we reevaluate them, whether because it's been cleaned up or I'm really excited that Dirty Work came out because the movie that came out is not the movie. There's a totally different cut. It's a totally different movie. I love that we can experience that and see something and maybe reevaluate it.
This is an interesting comment from Damon Brazell about The Happening. That happens to be what he's talking about, but he says it's unintentionally hilarious. That's just one way that you can enjoy a movie that maybe other people don't like. They don't appreciate it. Maybe you find it funny, and sometimes that's my in to a movie. Excuse me. I felt that way about Showgirls back in the day, like when Showgirls came out, and I saw it and I was horrified by it. I was like, what is this fucking movie? But the more I watched it, and I watched it to laugh at it because it is funny. I mean, it is absolutely batshit crazy and ridiculous. But after I watched it more and more, I started to realize that the movie is operating on a different level. Like there's a whole other level that Showgirls is on. And that was really fascinating to me, that I couldn't see it the first time I watched it. It went right by me. And then the more I started to appreciate it. So my point is that any movie that we originally hate, or maybe we think it's boring, you can change your opinion about that too. And so I hesitate to call anything a bad movie if it's, there's amateurish movies.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fair thing to say about a film, that it's amateurish. But even an amateurish movie, I mean, look at Blair Witch Project. That was deliberately amateurish, and it really affected me. I mean, I was one of the fans of that film, even though it made me sick from all the wobbly camera shit in the theater. But I thought that movie was brilliant for a movie that was so fucking cheap to make. So even those movies can become successful, and they can communicate.
That's what I've really been enjoying, having people on my show, the guests that come on and talk about defending a movie that other people don't like. Do you know what I mean? And or that people don't understand. I have a really good one coming up with The Stolen Stitches, where they talked about Cool World and The Ringer, and the thing that Todd said on it when she talked about they talked about Cool World was the idea of what it could have been and what the original script was and all the things that went through. Like that's what they were looking at, not the movie that came out. And to someone that doesn't understand animation maybe, or is a huge animation fan.
Oh, Sam got zapped.
Oh, he got glitched out right in the middle.
Now we're all blocked by the over.
Cool World is a movie that I've done on my show, as well as is Showgirls. And, I think being able to just sort of mature and be more confident in my own taste, I have a hard time sort of being too judgmental on films, because I know how hard it is to get them made. And having worked on a short film project, developing shorts on my own, talking to filmmakers and interviewing them about their process, it's not an easy thing to do. And I think the thing that I came to realize is that how you feel about a movie says more about you than it does about the movie. And I think that sort of will ring true more than anything else, because like you said with Showgirls, you may be at a time in your life where you watch it and you're like, this is crap, and then you come back to it and you're like, oh, you know what, it was doing something that I didn't even see the first time. And so I feel like those kind of moments only happen sort of naturally over time because of your growth as a person.
Plus, there was a certain atmosphere at the time that Showgirls came out where it was. I'm sorry, you got me talking about Showgirls.
No, it's good.
Right. It was like the Caligula of its time.
Right, exactly. There was a certain climate where the thing that Showgirls was saying was frowned upon. It was like before the Me Too movement, and it was really being brutally honest, not only about the victimization of females in this environment, but the victimization of every single person, every character in the movie is being twisted or worked on some angle, and it's really kind of sick and perverse, but it's also accurate, and I don't think people were ready. It just looked silly on screen. It is silly. I don't want to say that it isn't.
Yeah, and I think that happens a lot with Verhoeven movies where people are like, "I can't believe Starship Troopers is just so right wing." I'm like, no, it's not.
Is it?
It's the complete
It's
opposite.
very anti-fascist if you actually pay attention to
Yeah,
it.
exactly. And like a lot of RoboCop is too, but it's like he's also making movies that have multiple. You can look at it on a lot of different levels. Even Total Recall, while an action movie, there's a lot of questions about reality and when does the story shift. Like he's one of my favorite directors because of that.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And sometimes it takes like kind of like an outsider's view to help contextualize kind of something that like we're very familiar with, but like can't see it from the inside.
There was a great doc about Texas Chainsaw that was playing festivals this year, and Patton Oswalt's in it and a few other folks, and they all talk about like what their feel on chainsaws and what they take out of the movie. And I love seeing things like that where people explain like in a very personal way like why that movie is important to them, and and how they see it. And it kind of makes you think like what is something I've been debating a lot lately is like what is your personal film canon. And it's not just like a top 10, but like what are the movies that you like. Bill and I talk about this a lot because he likes very vacant films, he calls them, where it's like maybe not a lot happens, but like to him that's like a world that he enjoys and that vibe that he enjoys. And I like thinking about that, like why is this a type of movie I like, or like what is a Sam movie, or what is any of us, like what a Nick movie, like what is that, and is that such a thing even for you?
I mean, yeah, we're watching 2 Nick movies tonight, so I'm happy for that. But I think, I mean, I probably generally tend to gravitate towards, I would say, cerebral sci-fi. I mean, I do love specifically these Godzilla movies because they are like a little more sci-fi coded, but I like sci-fi movies that sort of like give room to breathe. So it's like they're not necessarily action sci-fi movies, although some of them are, but I like the ones that deal with like the concepts and the consequences of the science thing that is happening. Like Jurassic Park is like a great adventure, like action thriller, right? But at the core of what Jurassic Park is, it's a sci-fi movie about like, should you or should you not do this thing? And so I love the genre for that reason. And I think I like movies that experiment with the medium a little bit as well. So like Beyond the Black Rainbow is a good one.
Oh yeah.
Because it sort of like tinkers with that. The stuff that Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead are doing, like those things are kind of interesting to me. So I like to see people just like, figuring it out. Like, so they're sort of like investigating that same question for themselves within their filmmaking. And in talking to more filmmakers, I kind of became more fascinated in like the why of why people do certain projects. And so, yeah, that became important to me.
All right. So let's get ready to watch Monster Zero, shall we?
Yes.
The link is on the Groovy Doom Facebook page, or just go on YouTube and enter Invasion of Astro Monster. That'll get you there faster. There's a nice cleaned up version, just like the one we just watched from the same channel, the Shout Factory channel. So go set it up and get ready to watch it. We'll be back afterwards. Nick Scheist, you're going to be back for the 3rd segment. That's right.
I am indeed. So yeah, we'll hit play. I see what Paul said. I did like Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, because I had no expectations for it. So I kind of met it where it wanted to be, and I'm happy with that.
Right on. Any words before we break, Sam?
I am excited to watch this again. I really enjoy this one. And I kind of like that we watch these out of order because that feels like how you would see this in a drive-in. They're like, we don't know what reel we have on or how we're doing it, but it's good enough. And I love that. So,
also, before we break, I should probably mention this is going to be the last show that we do for a while now. We're going to be mostly not doing the show in March. We don't really have anything planned for the whole month of March, and I'm not sure how many shows we'll do in April. I know I want to do at least one or two at the beginning of the month, but that's the month of the Monsterama, and there's too much to do beforehand, so
yeah,
we won't be on the air. But we hope you don't forget about us, and we got another segment to do anyway tonight, so let's get to it. Monster Zero on YouTube for free. We'll come back afterwards. We'll have
the cosmic storm.